So when you go into, and this is the reason I'm going to stream, when you go into preferences and you start fiddling around with your voice audio, it actually cuts it off from the people around you in world. Okay, but it won't cut me off from streaming. Okay, so I'll stream it and then I'll share the link with you, Oscar. Okay, so you go into me, preferences, or you can just do the shortcut, which is Control P. Okay, and then you need sound and media, and you might have a slightly different menu if you're using, depending on the viewer you're using, but it's the same kind of thing, the same words you're looking for: preferences, sound and media, and then of course voice. Okay, so when you go into voice, you look at input-output devices, and that's when you click on that, it actually cuts you off from in-world voice. Okay, but it allows you to check what device your microphone and your speakers are set to. And it's very important, I have found, other people say it works for them fine, it's very important I found not to use default. So I'm going to click on input output devices just so you can see what it looks like, but you won't be able to hear me unless you watch the recording. Okay, so I've just got receiving of audio is allowed, but if you notice on my input I've got the actual microphone I'm using, not default, and it would if you've got more than one microphone set you have a list here. Okay, and then the speakers, again, not default, and if you've got more than one speaker you can set it there. But I find if you don't put the input and output specifically, then yes, the computer system will struggle to work out which microphone you're using, especially if you've only just plugged it in. And the way to test if your volume should be working is you should see this going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, you can also adjust the volume there, so if it's a bit loud you can bring it down a bit so that it doesn't show red too much. A little bit of red's not so bad, but every word shouldn't be up in this range there, it's too loud. So take it down a bit, take it down a bit, and hopefully that will be okay. Then when you press OK, it should reattach, it should re-send the sound signal into the in-world. But if you notice you can't hear anything, and the other people can't hear anything, there's no green wavy lines anywhere. So probably Zom and Oscar are talking about me. So I better go back. Okay, you click OK and it sets the actual voice, okay? And I'm back. Okay, so whilst I was talking then, I think the stream will have been working, but you wouldn't have been able to hear me. So I'll share the link with you, Oscar, and then that might stop you. I'm not saying it will, but it might stop you from having to relog, okay?
I'm afraid you didn't hear me.
No, I couldn't hear you, and you couldn't hear me.
Typing the menu and the dialog box. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But if you watch, I'll send you the link to the video when it's you won't be able to watch it now, but when it's published on YouTube, I'll send you the link in the forum to the actual video, and you can see then how it works. Okay. But anyway, let's get on with our little spelling checker joke. Okay. And if you like, I'll start off so that we can get a bit of warm up. Okay, so this is what's actually written. I'll read it out and then we can talk about what it should say. Okay?
Alright.
So, as soon as a mistake is made, it knows B for too long, and I can put the error right, it's rarely ever wrong. So, what can you see there that's wrong?
Mistake is wrong.
Yes. A mistake. Oh, that'd be awful. Aching miss.
It aches a lot.
Yeah.
But not the miss.
What is the meaning
Mistake.
of that word? Mistake? Written
Mistake?
that, spelled that way?
Okay, so you know what a mistake is, yes.
I know.
Okay. Mist is a weather phenomena. It's lighter than fog.
Okay.
Yeah?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are two words. Yeah,
It's
sorry.
2 words, yeah, and then ache
Ah,
is a numbing, a dull throbbing pain is an ache, yeah. But of course, a missed ache is ridiculous. No such thing. But a
yeah.
mistake
Yeah.
is a mistake. Okay, can you spot another mistake in that first line, or have we done?
Yeah, there is no maid.
Sure.
There is no maid in this.
Yes,
in
no
this-
maids.
But
Maid, absolutely.
soon as a mistake is made. But a maid, maid and maid, it's the same pronunciation,
It is the same pronunciation. Yeah, they are homophones.
right?
Sound like maid, and vice versa. I think I must have them both in.
So we did this stanza, so I was wrong.
I
It's
thought
only
we
the-
had.
the-
I thought we had.
yeah.
I
No,
thought we had.
you talking about the different words, or as we are doing right now, it comes back.
It's coming back to you. I remember. I'm sure I told you the story about "Send Me a Maiden," but if you notice the homophone number 21, gosh, that was a long time ago that I did that one. Okay, you can practice that one.
Maid. Maid.
Okay, but I'll carry on saying it. It
Yep,
knows
sure.
before too long. Of course, before knows and knows. Yeah, before, but then before. Okay, that's why I said I'll do this one, because I'm sure we did it, but I didn't want. I thought maybe you just had a little brain burp, or maybe I'd had a little brain burp. Okay, because I didn't have time today to check. And then it knows before too long, not.
Yeah, too-
So too long, not too longs. And I, of course, that's the standard one,
Yeah,
can put the error right, not the rite of passage that we talked about last week. It's rarely ever
it
wrong.
is.
And
It
it's,
is
yeah, so it's is fine, but it needs the apostrophe.
Yeah.
Good.
Right.
Okay, good. Excellent. So, I
Yeah, we
think
did this one.
the next one has to be Zom.
So Oscar is going to do it, right?
After you, please.
You're so polite,
Ladies
Oscar.
first, right? Yes, certainly. Okay, I read it as it is.
Yeah, read it as it is. Yep.
So you can see why I do praise such software for PCs, and why I break into a verse by writing 1, 2, please. Means
Okay.
nothing.
Well, let's take it bit by that. Let's take it bit by bit.
As I read it, mostly.
Is that the right pronunciation for the first two words?
So you,
Yes.
you,
Okay.
it's a female. Is a female of a ship, right?
Ah, no. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
you
no.
is the
What is a
female of a
you?
ship. Of a sheep.
Okay.
Ship. You've got me saying ship. A
Sheep.
ewe is a female sheep. Ah.
All right.
Okay. But there's something else that's wrong there. Before
So.
we get so. Yeah, should be so. Now be careful, because there's so, and so. What are so and so? Now to sew,
Sewing. And
Sewing machine.
sewing machine,
Yeah,
exactly,
sewing machine.
sewing, needle
And-
and thread. Yeah.
and so we are in the field.
Yes.
And,
So to
yeah,
sow
that's it.
seeds. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Now there is another pronunciation for the noun. Any idea how that should be pronounced and what it means?
Oscar, your turn.
Thank you.
Maybe. Oh, fair enough. We have to share.
So, I don't know.
So.
No, it's a sow. A sow.
Sow.
Yeah. Any idea what a sow
yes,
is?
Sow. So to sow.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Oh no, she's
The-
going to tell her. Look it
Yeah.
up. You don't know, I don't know.
Male pig.
A sow.
Not a
Adult
male
female
pig. Not a male pig.
Female.
A female pig.
Ah.
Yes.
The wild one or the domestic
Domesticated
one?
or wild, doesn't matter. It's a sow.
Okay, it's a sow.
Yes.
And a wild pig is not a pig, it's a boar.
It's a boar,
Boar.
exactly. But it's still a sow. I think it's still a sow. Wild boar is still a female wild boar is still a sow.
Oh, I knew that. I knew that in the past.
Okay.
I
But
yeah.
okay. What is a male pig?
A pig is a generic name then.
Pig is
A
generic, yes, it's genderless.
So a male domestic pig, you mean?
Yep.
A boar. There is an expression when you are on the road. Is it? And it use a pig name, no? Or I choose. What is it? I should know this one.
I'm wondering what's when you're on the road. What?
Yeah, sorry. Everyone their references, huh? Come on. I'm sure I should know this one. A male pig. Yeah, a boar, but it's a
Yeah.
wild pig.
No. There's a wild
Even when
boar,
it's not.
and it's also a domesticated male, uncastrated male pig.
Oh, and when it's castrated, what do you call it? Pig.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very strange. Okay. It's called a barrow, but nobody uses that word. Okay.
Yeah,
Barrow.
sort of technical word.
It's just the sort of
I'm
word that maybe a pig farmer might use or a butcher might use. You know, somebody
Yes,
in that
so
trade.
specialised.
It's a specialised term. Yes, but the boar is the male pig with all its bits attached. Okay, and a sow is a female pig. Okay.
What do you call when there are two cars and one pass the others and pull over very close to the front of the
Hog.
other cars?
A
And
road hog.
What is hog?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Yes, pig. Yeah, you can call
Ah,
a pig a hog.
Gosh,
Okay.
I knew I had someone connected to a road hog. So a hog is a pig, right?
Yes. Yeah. I would have, but it's also. Do you know what else it is? What a hog
No.
can be. So yeah, a hog can be also a male pig, but generally we say a boar. Okay. Maybe a hog might be more of an American term, perhaps. Okay. But there's also an informal slang term for a hog. Any ideas what it might be?
You mean the expression when you are on the road, or you are talking about the slang for the animal?
Not for
Or
the animal, no.
for-
The actual word hog as a slang term for a piece of transport, actually.
Really?
It's a Harley.
On the
Harley
road?
Davidson.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah.
No kidding?
Great.
Yeah. Nice hog.
You know
Great
that?
If you say to
cycle, yes.
nice hog, it's and specifically the Harley. No other kind of bike would really get that accolade, but they call it hog. Yeah, strange but true. And if you hog something, what does it mean? If you hog something,
don't share.
Yeah, well done. So on Skype, you have to make sure somebody doesn't hog the mic. Or when you're sleeping, when I'm sleeping with my husband, I in the UK where they have double duvets. In Germany, you tend to have 2 single duvets, but in the UK when we're travelling, I have to make sure he doesn't hog the duvet.
He wants to be a spring roll.
Yeah, basically. I wake up freezing cold in the middle of the night, wondering what's going on.
So in Germany, you have got 2 single duvets. I've
Yeah,
never seen that.
yeah, it's weird. In hotels as well.
Oh, that's special.
It is.
But they are together, joined together.
No,
No,
they are not together.
no, they're 2
They are 2
separate
different-
duvets on one big
Yeah.
bed.
There is a bed. Ah, okay. There's a bedside between them.
Yep, they're split,
It's not
and
a-
they wonder why the population's fallen in Germany. All they need to do is,
Yeah.
is get
Go south.
start
Latin people
start sewing
don't-
start sewing their duvets together. They might be a bit better off on the old population front. And also when you're
come
No,
on.
it's
That's
true.
The same, it's the same with king size bed and queen size bed.
yeah, but do you know what
Why
they
make
do?
the
Do you know what they do? And a king size and a queen size bed, they have 2 mattresses. There's a gap in the middle. There's a gap in the middle. You can buy big, huge mattresses that are but they are so expensive, and everybody buys the bed frame, and then they put 2 single mattresses in.
It's 2 different beds.
So you fall down the middle. You fall down the
It's
middle.
Okay.
It's an anticipation for divers, or it's just cohabitation.
It's bizarre is what it is. It really is. And I swear, I'd love to write to the government. One day when my German's good enough, I'll write to the government and say, look, if you're worried about the population and you want to
Do it
increase the
right
population,
now.
yeah, you need
Your
to just do
German is
this.
good enough right now. Do it right now. It doesn't need to be perfect. The
I'll wait
content
till I've got-
is- what do
I'll
you
wait till
say?
I've got my
The content
paperwork.
is more important than...
I'll wait till my paperwork's in order first, okay?
Okay, excuses.
Okay, so we're just in 2 words in. Nearly an hour into the session. We're 2 words into the first line, so...
So sorry. But
So,
this
what's the
word,
next
this
one?
word is good. Software, 1 word. Search software.
We're
for,
still on the first line. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, sorry,
You
Lynn.
can see the verb see.
That's it. So you can see. Good.
Why I do praising.
Sorry, Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Do you call it bedside tables or nightstands? How do you call it?
Okay, bedside table. Okay. A
Okay.
nightstand has a slightly different connotation
It's a
to it.
nightstand.
Yeah. It used to be where you'd put your night's waist. Okay. Yes, it's also
you put
another
what?
word for a bedside table. Okay. But there is a connotation in the past. It's where you put the potty, the nightstand.
Oh,
Yeah. You know what you know what the potty is then, yeah?
Yes. This does not exist any longer.
No, but that's got the
Unless you live in the bush.
connotation of what a nightstand is. Because nightstands tend to have drawers and cupboards in them, whereas a bedside table might be just a table. Okay, but a nightstand, yes, is a bedside table, but a bedside table is also a nightstand. The word nightstand has this night waters, which was basically the things you did in the night when you needed to. Okay, your night water. I know.
I think that. Why do you keep words? You borrow plenty of words to adapt to, I don't know, the context, the events, or what you like, and you keep such useless word that doesn't mean anything any longer. They are not. They shouldn't be around. We are not using mostly potty in the bedroom. And you keep the words nostalgia or what?
I don't know. Well, also potty means crazy, so we're not going to. And little babies still use the potty. Come on, Potty training is still
you don't
happening.
have
And
a
the squatty potty. What would you
stand-
do without the squatty potty? Come on.
Well, even the old ones, now when they need to sit on the loo and they want to be as if they were squatting, so
Yeah, but I mean,
It's crazy. and animals as
well,
well.
yeah,
and-
yeah. But the thing is, if you say toilet training, you think about cats and dogs. Okay, so you don't want to toilet train your baby. That would be like putting it in a litter tray. So we kept the word potty training and potties for babies and infants. Okay.
All right.
But yeah, the nightstand has still got this idea that that's where the potty went, in the cupboard where you could close the door and then the maid would come
the
and
next
empty it in the
you open
morning.
it and say,
I used to have to use a potty when I was at my grandmother's farm because there was no
sure.
indoor toilet. So, I know what it's like to use a potty in the night. It's no fun. I wouldn't recommend it.
It's not a reason to inflict that to the youngest generation, keeping these kind of words. Honestly.
I don't know. I can't see. I honestly can't see what your issue is.
I think these words should just maybe it's not in usage anymore, because I'm very surprised Oscar asked this question about that word. I didn't know that word. I'm very happy I didn't know about it. Suddenly it's back in the picture.
Well, you can still buy nightstands in IKEA. I've just looked. I would buy a bedside table or bedside cabinet, but yeah, they do have nightstands in IKEA. So,
Oh, gosh.
yeah. Here you are. Nightstands are the...
Here in Germany or
Nights,
here where?
no, in the UK. Nightstands are the unsung heroes of the night. Keeping your books, alarm clock and glass of water within reach. My goodness. What a big claim. They say
Who is
nothing.
buying
They
that?
say nothing about the potty. They say nothing about the potty.
Because anyway, as you get old, you don't need any more of this kind of stuff, because you've got some problem with the muscles and so on. So you put a nappies back. Most old people.
No, you get yourself a commode.
What?
A commode.
Oh. I need some explanation. I didn't get it.
A commode. Now, a commode can be a set of drawers, but they're drawers to me. Okay. You can also get a commode that is actually. Let me see if I can find you one. Okay. You're gonna hate me for this. Okay, this is a commode. Okay.
Yeah, she's laughing, and that's just no good. So okay.
Oh.
Oh, full.
That's for when you get old.
So you can walk.
You can get some really nice ones, antique ones. Okay.
Oh, bigger.
No, you can. You can get some
I'm
lovely
reading
antique ones.
The
Yeah.
translation, and it is just the toilet chair.
Yes, but it's a commode chair.
But
It's specifically called a commode.
But just the top, to hide the rest of the device. Let's call it that way.
Well, that's
To
that's
hide what?
what's a good
Just the
commode.
top.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Well, if you get an antique commode chair, they look like a normal chair. Anybody can sit on them. What they don't realise, if they lift the lid up, it actually underneath is a potty. Okay, so we can't get rid of the potty because the potty is part of the chair for
I
old
don't
people.
understand why people don't want to talk about farting and fart and sound when they get around with this kind of stuff. Come on.
Well, we don't normally sit around and talk about these things. It's only here, okay?
But Lynn, is the commode just for the toilet, or can we have can we call the top of the bidet a commode?
Oh no, because you should a bidet because it's a silent T. Okay, bidet.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
because you shouldn't
Bidet.
wee in
Don't
the
use any
bidet.
longer a bidet. Come on, you use
shouldn't-
bidet, guys.
I don't use a
Okay.
bidet. No.
Very
But-
common here in Spain.
Yeah,
Are
and
you kidding?
they're the height of sophistication in the UK. But you don't pee in them. You don't pee in them. And you don't wash your socks in them, which is what I did when I went to France. I thought they were sock washers. But a bidet, yeah.
Oh boy.
So what's the name of that thing they put? We can buy here bidet with or without that, let's say, top, so that
The
you
lid.
can sit down or
The
not.
lid. It's the lid.
How do you call that?
The lid. The lid. It's just the lid, like a jam jar,
Okay,
the lid,
the
yeah.
lid, the lid, yeah.
The toilet is the same, the toilet lid, yeah.
Yeah,
Scary.
okay.
People are going to watch us.
Look,
That's the one that
talking
closes
talking
it.
about
There's
toilets,
the toilet
talking about
seats,
toilets,
when you're using the toilet, but the lid is the one you can sit on and change your socks.
So guys, you've got a bidet at home?
I don't know. You know we've
Yeah,
barely
because
got a
I
bath.
don't
You've seen
remember-
my
I don't
bathroom,
remember-
Zone.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I was just doubting. I said, I don't
Oh, come on. If I'd had a bidet, you might have mentioned. We don't have there's no bathroom upstairs. That was the only bathroom. The one you saw was the one we've got. That's it.
Okay.
'Cause there's no.
Okay, I will believe you. I will believe your word. What about you, Oscar? You've got a bidet at home?
yes, I do have it. Look, I wouldn't
Makes
have
me
it.
think of my grandmother.
Look, listen now. I wouldn't have it if I were in Egypt. I remember a very, very special toilet. Have you ever been there? Have you noticed this?
Egypt? No, I've never been to Egypt.
I've been in Cairo, and I remember that from the bottom of the toilet, a kind of pipe pointing up was there. Can you imagine that?
Oh
It is
no! No! I don't want any surprises.
you can-
I don't want any surprises.
That's
Only
real.
for Japanese toilets, they are more modern. Because what you are talking about, to me, it sounds very archaic. And compared to what they do in Japan, we
I
are
wouldn't
in
say archaic. I would use another word for that.
I wouldn't say
But-
archaic
But-
either. I'd say archaic.
archaic. Well, I like archaic. It's more.
No, that sounds too much like archive. Archive.
Yeah, okay.
Archaic. Yeah, archaic.
I would say someone is insane designing that.
Insane. Why insane? I don't like people saying insane or normal or things like that. It's not insane to me. Archaic, yes, but why insane, Oscar?
Can you imagine that? Do you know what I'm talking about? A pipe coming out from the bottom of the toilet.
Well, yes, we can use our imagination. Yes.
Yeah. So imagine, maybe it works fine, but maybe it is. I don't know. Let me
Appreciate
find the
this
word.
piece of engineering. I can't.
Wait, I want a specific word.
What is going to be this one?
Block.
What?
By
What is made of?
something. Pipe should be blocked if you are using the toilet. That's crazy. Sorry.
I'm with you. This one's crazy though. Guess how much that toilet costs?
I don't know.
I don't want to know.
Let me see. Yeah.
To know. And it's such old style at the same time. Why
Yep.
they don't change the design?
$75,000.
But I want a potty. It's the best one. Great. Anyway.
Okay, so let's get back to the poem. How did we get
Yeah, I
onto
don't know
that?
where.
I'm trying to find a
crazy.
picture. to
I don't know
illustrate
if I
my
want
point.
a picture.
Yes.
But I've got imagination, Oscar. It's pretty alright. I think we get the picture now.
I'm not sure that some is.
The pipe.
understand
It's just for me.
Yeah. As you don't know anything about bidet, and you think.
Oh yeah, I
you
know
haven't
about bidet.
had,
It takes me back to my grandmother's
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So
I'll show you this modern toilet. Let me see. Okay, I'll share it when I find a nice one.
How
Nice
about
one.
nice one? How about this one?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, what the- Huh? Hot water? It's crazy.
Well,
This one is a
something
prototype,
similar.
right? It must be very dirty.
I
Can
can
imagine
only think it's not that
Okay, now
hygienic.
some got it. Now some got it. Yes.
Is that the kind of thing? So it's like a toilet bidet. That's what you'd call it, a toilet bidet.
So people who are watching the video, they can't see the images.
No, they can't see the images, no. But they can search. Okay, so let's see. How far did we get up to?
So you can see why
Why I
praise.
do praise, yes. So we're on the second line now. Due, you're okay with? Yes, due. You know what that means? Due.
The dew, it's droplets of water in the morning, no?
That's
It is
it.
the dew,
Yes,
no?
the
Is it that?
due. Yeah.
When it's early in the morning and
Yeah.
with the water condensation, you've got kind of droplets. Is it dew?
That's the
Or it's
due.
something
Yeah.
different.
That's it exactly. The due. Yeah.
Okay. So I got a picture from Oscar. I have to.
I'm going to have to open it too. Oh my goodness.
That is what I saw. That is real.
Well, that's no good, Oscar. This
And the
engineering
point
kit-
is, the difference between yours and mine is, your pictures, is that the place where the pipe is coming from.
Yeah, female or male?
So
Small or big?
Oh, no. I mean, in this one, the pipe can easily get blocked.
Oh yum.
Oh, that's something else.
That's a lovely thought. As I said, I don't find the idea
But
of it
that's true.
particularly appealing. I mean, it's like
Yeah,
public toilets having bidets. No. Have a bidet in your bathroom, but not in a hotel room or a public toilet. I just wouldn't use them. I'm like, ooh, no.
No.
Ew. I'm such a snob. But yes,
Neither
we
would
had it
I.
before in the fifth or sixth stanza. In the sixth stanza, I think it was. So it's the same.
Japanese
due.
people will never use these toilets, because they hardly
bet.
don't touch. When you want to flush, you don't want to touch the toilets. So to flush the toilet, you just pass your hand.
Yeah, we
over
have those in
the-
Germany.
And if they see you touch something, they will not go there.
Yeah.
It's crazy in the other way on the
Taking
the
it a
other way
bit
around.
too
It's-
far, I think, but
Yeah, and
Well,
even when you wash your hand, don't touch anything at all. If you touch one part of of not the sink, but
no, well, we do
tap,
have these in
you will not-
Germany in some Raststätte, or what they call service stations when you're travelling on the motorway. Yeah, you go to these you wave your hand in front of the thing for it to flush, and then the seat actually turns round and gets washed every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you go out and you don't touch the taps, you just wave your hand again. The trouble is, when you're waving your hands, you're not quite sure where to wave your hands. So so all these people are waving their hands around, trying to get some. Taps are much easier. Just clean them.
in Japan you don't wave your hand. You have to dry them, and if you don't dry them with the machine with the hot air, they will look at you.
Can you just say that again, please?
Hot air.
Thank you.
I said hot hair. I
You did, yes.
I knew that. I did it. I said, okay, she's not going to.
Not letting that one
Hot
pass.
hair.
Okay, let's get on then. So, such software
Software.
for PCs.
Yeah, this is easy.
Yeah.
So, software, one word.
Yep.
4.
Yeah.
And PC, we got it on the first stanza.
Yeah.
Of the second.
But this isn't PC. This is PCs. How do you write that?
PCs.
Yes, that's it. Good, good. Well done. So we're on a roll at last.
See?
We can do it. We can do it.
Can do it. We'll finish it.
Okay.
Well, just.
Okay, the next line.
I break. Not sure about this one. I would say.
Can you help out, Oscar?
I break into. Break into.
Yeah. It's you.
Break into.
Yeah.
Verse. One word or two words? Because break into a verse.
Group set of words, making a line or something like that.
Yeah,
Verse.
that's it. A verse rather than a verse.
Maybe.
Okay.
Verse at the end of the.
Yeah, a
Yes.
verse. That's it. Yeah. Okay, because a verse as one, I mean, break into, I think you've got break, B-R-A-K-E. Do you know what that means? When do you break? When do you break?
Yeah. The car brakes.
Yeah,
When you
the car brakes,
press it.
yeah. And then if you don't break in time, you might break.
Yeah.
But to break into, to break into something, to break into song, okay? What might that mean? If I break into song, what might that mean? This is a phrasal verb.
Break into is a phrasal.
Yeah. To break into something.
And break into songs. You start singing?
Yeah,
do
you
with
just
the
start
break-ins.
singing. Yeah. So it's an
Okay.
idiomatic kind of phrasal verb, if you like. If you break into a bank, it's a crime.
Yes.
That's a
that
crime.
one.
But if you break into song, and we don't say a song, you always say you break into song, then you just start singing. Okay, so the
And
birds
song, no
break
S.
into song at dawn. Yeah, they just start singing.
At dawn. Okay.
Yeah. Well, don't they do that? I guess you're in Paris, aren't you? You get the dawn chorus, don't you?
No, I don't know. The dawn what?
The dawn chorus.
The dawn chorus. What is a dawn chorus? I'm sorry, I don't know what it is.
It's when all the birds break into song. As soon as the sun starts to go up, they'll suddenly start singing. They break into song. It's called the dawn chorus.
Sorry, you are talking about the cars chorus at 5 a.m. Let's start.
Well, yeah, that's really sad. Even here, we get the
No,
dawn
you can't-
chorus. You can't hear it, no? Oh.
I can't hear it at all.
Now, you see,
will
that's
not
why
hear
you need to
any-
live in the countryside.
Well,
Now,
it's going to be a change.
yeah. Yes, I wonder.
And just seeing green inside the city, it's incredible.
It's amazing, isn't it? That's one thing I love about it, by the way. The whole park runs right the way through. Did you find the outside lifts as well? They're amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
actually, where I was during the night is in the Penfendal, so it's in where there is the old part of the town, a little bit further, and it's all in the forest, almost kind of in the forest. It's pretty amazing.
Wow.
And the lift is yeah. So no, it's for that it's very, very beautiful. I just wonder how I will get used to it. But, I will adjust. That's going to be weird. Anyway,
Okay.
so burst into song.
To burst into song. Yeah, you might hear to burst into song, but to break into song, to break into laughter. Yeah, it's just that sudden.
Break into laughter.
Yeah, it's that to burst into laughter, to break into laughter. It's that sudden, kind of unexpected,
Okay, not
Okay.
premeditated.
not premeditated.
Comes
No,
out of the
exactly. It just comes from nowhere. It's like, Normally at the wrong time as well, for me.
That's not this.
Okay, now the other one was a verse. Okay, we've worked out that it's a verse, as in a verse of the poem. Each 4 lines is a verse. But what about to be a verse? What might you be a verse to?
Be a verse. A verse is it's linked to hatred, no? When you are very reluctant towards something, to be averse.
Yeah, basically. If you're averse to something, okay, you really, really dislike it. It's almost as strong as hate. It's a
Almost
strong dislike, okay?
Be averse.
You are averse to Marmite, Zom.
Okay, alright, okay.
So to be averse
am.
to something, yeah? And
It's
quite
not the
often
only
you'll
British
hear it
stuff.
in the I'm not averse to that, yeah? I'm not averse.
They use it on the negative to say
Yeah, I'm
So
not
doesn't mean
averse
you
to
like
getting
it.
up early. It doesn't mean I love it, but I don't mind, okay? I'm not averse to getting up early.
Make it necessary.
I am.
Are you? Are
No,
you are you not a morning person, Oscar?
No, not really.
Then you'd have to say I am averse to getting up early.
The morning starts at 11 for you, Oscar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last line. Let me find it. I've lost it. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Want to be writing. So writing is right. Writing want. This I'm not to please. Is it please? Want to please. Is it that or by right? I'm not. What is the line just before that? It's got to make sense. And why I break into a verse by writing. Yes, that's it. Want to please. It makes sense, no? Doesn't it?
If you put the whole thing, try writing the whole thing.
When I break
Last
into
line.
a verse, and when I break into a verse,
So would by writing want to please make sense? How else could that last part be written and make more sense? By writing want to please. Who wants to please? What do you want to, who do you want to please?
Reader.
Okay, this is really nasty because you're thinking I want to please. That makes sense, but it doesn't really make sense in context.
Want to, so
yeah. What could it be?
I want myself to please. Is it that?
No, you're struggling too much. Okay. Not want to. No. By writing one to please. By writing one. The verse.
okay.
Oh, it's a nasty one, isn't it?
Oh.
Oh.
I was totally.
You were stuck on want to. Yeah.
Okay.
You wouldn't say want to. It's just, I want to. Hey, Rima, welcome back. I want to please. But who do you want to please? Yeah?
Yeah.
Me.
I want to
I
please
will.
myself. But there has to be more information then. So it's not want to please, it's one to please. So,
One.
Zom, read the whole one out the way it should have been written, okay?
Okay. So you can see why I do praise such software for PCs. And why I break into a verse by writing one to please.
That's it. So by writing
Right?
one to please, and it could, to please you, the reader. Okay.
To please you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or writing a
Okay.
verse to please yourself.
Yeah, to please the reader. Okay.
Please the reader.
Yeah.
And yourself as well, the writer.
And yes,
Because if
exactly.
you please the readers. Well, I'm just trying to. No, I get it wrong here, but okay.
Oh, hang on, Rima, can you hear us? Can we hear you?
Yes, yes.
Hey, good. Do you want to have a chair? Let me get you a chair. Hang on. I'll get you.
Rema, you should move because I've got the word virtual Oscar. Just that's it. That's better.
Oh, there is a said in
There you go, Rima. I've got your chair.
when
I've got your
someone
chair.
goes somewhere else, they lose their seats.
That's it. Okay, let me just move you
okay,
out a bit.
okay.
Good.
There you go. Okay, there you go. We can always add another
Thanks,
chair.
Lee.
You're welcome. You were wandering around, looking so lost. I was like, oh, he needs a chair. He wants to be with us. Okay, so
Yeah.
the final verse. The final verse. I feel like I've run a marathon. Okay, so.
Someone has got to read it.
Yep, it's got to be Oscar, because Oscar.
Okay. I have run this poem through it. I am sure you pleased to know. It's letter perfect in its weight. My chequer told me so.
Okay, so told, no, told. My checker told. Told. Toll, like oh, not oh, oh. Told. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else has an ol sound.
Told.
So rhyme with toll. So you got the word
It's like
a
an
toll.
owl?
No,
No,
that's
not the same.
owl.
Ow. Oh, that's ow.
Yeah.
Toll. It's when you have to pay
toll.
when you go with your car
Yeah.
and you get through a gate.
Troll.
And they need you to pay.
So trolled. Yeah, trolled, told, trolled. When somebody's trolling.
And this one.
Poll. Yeah, polled. Yeah, they polled the population. So you have to be careful. There's an O sound and an O sound. Bowl as well on a tree, but that's a bit strange. Just trying to see if I can find any more on word hippo. Droll. If something's droll,
Droll.
it's kind of like a dry humour. Oh, how very droll. Coal.
Drawling.
Coal that you put round your eyes, the black sort of crayon that you put round your eyes. As you say,
Yep.
pole. Yeah, I think that's a bit about it. We've done it. We've done the whole thing. But I'd say the one you're probably most used to is the word troll, because of internet trolls. Yeah. So try it, Oscar. Trolled. Told.
Old.
Yay, much better. Good. Okay, so let's go through the first line. What do you think it should be? Where are the mistakes?
There are only two mistakes here, right?
Mm-hmm. I'd agree with that.
No?
Yep, I'd agree with that.
I will write. True. Don't know how to write this poem. Through it.
Yep.
Space. Oh, poem.
Yeah, through it, exactly. So again, you've got this weird spelling, come pronunciation, through and through. They're also homophones.
Same pronunciation.
Yeah, same pronunciation, completely
Yeah.
different spelling. And of course, the OUGH ending of words is, it's tough.
Yeah, forget about that. I don't want the flow stuff.
Oh boy. So, through, also homophones. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I am sure you're pleased to know. That'll be
So
two
I
no's,
am.
please.
Sure. You're pleased. Why pleased? Because I will write please. Well, I would suggest that to know.
Actually, pleased is correct.
To be pleased, there's
Yes.
a D.
You need a D. I'm very pleased to hear that.
Oh, it's a mistake I was not aware of.
Okay, you can
that
say, I want to please you. Yeah, so to please. Yeah?
Yeah.
But I
Sure,
hope
pleased.
you are pleased.
So I've never been pronouncing the D.
Oh.
You can hear the D.
Oh, yes,
No.
you do pronounce the D. The E is silent, pleased.
So I've never.
Yeah?
Okay. Because when you say when you say welcome, you are welcome. It's welcome.
Yes,
There's no D.
yeah. Yeah.
You are pleased. The D.
Yeah, pleased to see you. Yes, it is the past tense, but we're not. It's using it like a past participle. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Oh, this one. Okay. All right. Gosh.
And you can also use it as an adjective. Yeah. Pleased expression. Yeah. A pleased expression on her face. Yeah.
I would have
It's
problem.
a bit sort of self-satisfied and smug, but yeah.
Smug smile, smug
Yeah.
face. Okay.
You might find it in very formal writing. Okay, we will be pleased to receive your order. Of course you will, but
Yeah.
it's just. But that's how people write, and you might see it and you think, what? We will be delighted. We will be. We just
So
use
these
that kind of
sentences
expression.
are just expression you use as it is to end a kind of letter, depending on the purpose. But you've got set of sentences like that.
They are set sentences. Sometimes they don't make any sense any longer. But yeah, we say, I was so pleased to hear that you could come to the party. Yeah, I was so pleased to hear.
Okay. And this is very hard.
Just as an
when you are
adjective, yeah? Just use it as an adjective. Think of it as an adjective. It's nothing to do with to please the verb, okay?
Okay, so it's an adjective.
Yeah.
It's not a passive.
No.
You can use it in a sort of passive form, yeah? Let me think if you can do that. Actually, no, you can't really say that in the passive way. No, you need a subject.
Of structure.
Yeah, the structure, you require a subject. So no, you can't use it in the passive. It's got to be he was pleased, she was pleased, they were pleased, I will be pleased. Yeah, no.
There is no direct object to that. You are the...
And of course, you probably already know this one. Yeah, I'm pleased to meet you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've been using it all this time.
Yes, so it's an adjective. Yeah, true.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, all right. Makes sense.
Oh, I'm very pleased you said that. I'm as pleased as Punch.
And happy as Larry.
I'm as happy as Larry, yes. And I hope you're pleased with
and over the
yourself.
moon.
There you go.
I hope you're pleased with yourself. Well, I hope you're pleased with yourself. When are you going to use this kind of sentence? You are
Actually, you
pleased
can
with
use
yourself.
that.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, be careful how you use that. You can be really sarcastic when you say it. Well, now look what you've done. I hope you're pleased with
yeah,
yourself.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
sort of thing a
alright.
parent might say to a child. Yeah. Okay, so the child's playing football outside the greenhouse, and the parent says, "Please, no, don't play football by the greenhouse." And then crash, bang, wallop, breaking glass.
I hope you're
pleased with yourself now. Yes. Oh my God! What are you doing?
I'm looming.
I've got a badger looming over me here.
Thing
It just
is,
made me
is
jump.
that
What are
us-
you doing?
that we didn't grow up in this natural language environment, we are never going to use that.
No,
Even
but
if
you
we
might
speak,
hear it or read it in a book, and then you'll know what it means. You don't have to use anything that you've learned, really. You can
No, I
write
hardly use
write
anything,
and
so-
say very short sentences for the rest of your life. However, when you come across it, you do have to think, oh yeah, no, that's right, yeah, that's okay.
Cluttering my brain, that's all. I hope you're pleased with yourself now.
Okay, so
Next line.
have we done the rest of it? Yeah, I'm sure you're pleased to know. Yeah, I'm sure you're pleased to know. Okay, this next one. Oh,
Oh, it's tricky. It's, it's, it's letter? I'm not sure about it. It is letter. Well, anyway, I need it to go. Perfect. I would say. Oh. In its way. I would say that. But it is letter. It's letter perfect in its way. Letter. No, letter like that. It's letter perfect in its way.
okay, Rima,
Yes, no?
Oscar, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm thinking.
Oh,
No!
Come on, action, action!
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Oscar. I'm sorry.
I
I didn't-
agree with. Okay.
Which one do you agree
I'm
with?
looking at. I'm reading the previous sentence, the previous verse, so that it makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Are you
So-
saying that I'm talking nonsense?
No.
Although I should think more.
I'm sure you are pleased to know it's letter perfect in its way. Well, first
Yeah.
version, Tom.
No,
but
the
not
second.
Later. No, later.
It's later. It's letter
Oh, wait.
Later. I hope you're
For
pleased.
first version.
No,
Okay,
the
why?
second one.
Hang on, Rima. Why do you prefer the first version?
Well, like letter. Later is a period. But I don't know. I suppose it's
Period
letter.
of
Like
time.
letter.
Yes.
Like letter, not later. Later period. Late.
Oh, let
maybe.
let her.
Oh, we got another one in. Let her.
Ah, let her. So she's going to rewrite the poem.
Accent makes sense.
Okay, now it wouldn't make sense unless you know an idiom.
Wait, what? To be letter perfect?
Yep.
Oh gosh, I was wrong. What about
Some I try to persuade you, but
But you didn't know why. You didn't
you
know
were
why.
you were stubborn. Later,
But it's
later.
instinct. Most important, you are right with your instinctively. So, gosh, what does that mean to be letter perfect?
Yeah, it's sometimes it's hyphenated. It just means word perfect. We also have that term, word perfect, as in no mistakes.
That was this is an ancient word processor.
Yes, it was. You're right. I remember. That would have had to be written with a capital W. Word perfect. I remember it.
Listeners, they are showing their age.
I know. I know. I don't mind. But yeah, letter perfect means, so for example, if you were to learn this poem off by heart means word for word without looking at the text, okay? And then you were able to recite the poem without looking at the text perfectly, we'd say you were letter perfect, you were word perfect, okay?
Okay. Okay.
So
you learn
it's
it
a
by
bit
heart,
mean.
are able to recite it.
Yes, if you learn something by heart.
Recite it
Like
without
if you learn a
watching
song
the
by
text.
heart, you can sing it without looking at the music, without looking at the words. You can sing it because you've learnt it by heart. Okay, lots
But
of
not with off. Did you say last one? You will sing it by heart,
off by heart.
off by heart.
Yeah. Okay. To learn it off by heart, to sing it off by heart. It's another little idiom. Okay.
But why off, Lynn, here?
I don't know. Just that's how I say it. If you've learnt it by heart, then you can sing it off by heart. It's just
Okay.
being able to remember
There is-
something. It's something we did at school. You know, we had to learn poetry off by heart. We weren't allowed to just read it. We had to then learn it
What-
off by heart.
I think there is another word as well. Wrote?
By
Something
rote,
like this,
yes,
no?
yeah, by
Is
rote.
it the same?
Yes, exactly. Well done. If you learn something by rote,
So letter
So it's like
perfect by heart.
but
wrote.
by heart is slightly different in that it's rote learning. It's more about like learning the rules of the grammar by rote. Okay, you learn the grammar rules by rote, but you might not have to recite it. But if you learn something off by heart, the idea is that you will then be able to recite it word for word. Whereas the grammar learning by rote is more understanding the rules of grammar.
Okay, you don't have after that to speak it out.
You don't
but
necessarily
you know.
have to read it all out, yes. Yeah. So rote learning, it is a memorization technique, but it's repetition. It would be like, rote learning would be like he, she, it is, we, you, they are. That's rote learning. But you wouldn't be
Okay.
asked to recite it. Whereas rote,
So when maybe it's not a good image, but when people say a prayer and they have got this what do you call that kind of color with different pairs, and they go through one pair to the other, and they say one sentence for each one of the pair. It's like rote. You could use it repeating the I don't know what you call that in English. The verse by rote.
I don't think so, because when you learn by rote, you're not really looking at the meaning of what you're learning at all. You're not actually thinking about what you're learning.
It's mechanical.
That would be more learning off by heart,
Oh.
because you're
Well,
then
I'm not
expected
sure.
to repeat it,
It's
to know it.
This kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is it really?
That's really I don't know, but I would say not. I would say not.
All right.
I'd use the other term for that. Okay.
It's not
Anyhow,
very
we've got
important.
Oscar's got to leave in 2 minutes. So let's see if we can get this finished.
Yeah.
It's letter perfect in its way. Well done. In its way was perfect as well. And it's well done for, it was just swapping the two it's around, it is and it's. And then this last one I think is quite easy. My checker told me so.
It's for you, mate, guys. Too easy for me.
Oh, don't do it, Zom, please.
Well, I've been making all the mistakes so far, so give me a rest. Make one, please.
Oh, God.
Okay, guys, I must leave the chat now.
Oh, okay,
It's
Oscar. Sorry you didn't get to read out the corrected version, but
I'm pleased.
see you
I'm
next
pleased
week.
to be here.
It was very nice having you
Oh,
here. I
do-
hope you've learned something. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you. See you soon, guys.
Take care. Bye.
See you,
Good
Oscar.
Bye,
Bye,
Oscar.
bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.
Okay, so the last, yeah, well done, Zom. You couldn't resist, could you? Okay, but Oscar leaving gives Rima the chance to read out the corrected
Oh, I
version.
made mistakes on my... Oh, come on.
Okay, so Rima, if you would like to read
Hey,
out
Rima.
the corrected
Okay.
version, okay?
Okay. I have run these poems through it. I am sure you're pleased to know. Its letter perfect in its way. My checker told me so.
Very good, good. So you notice the difference in pronunciation, told and told. Yeah, they're not the same. So.
This is a little hard for me to...
Just light. Just light different. For my ear is not.
Me
Can
neither.
direct-
I'm saying like you, it's very hard to me because you tell us, okay, but honestly, someone speaking, I don't know. I think I would have some problem. No, I will need the context to understand. If it was a riddle mirror game, I don't think I would get it necessary. It's where the riddle mirror game is very tough, actually.
I agree. But what I like about the Riddle Me Re game is it made people think. Because there's so much stuff on the internet where it's just served up and you don't have to think about it. And I think some people do learn because they've got that kind of brain, but I think a lot of people think they've understood, but they haven't really. And when it comes to actually using it, they realise, oh, okay, no, I didn't really get it. I do it all the time in German. But that was really good. Well done. Good.
Yeah, it was great. This poem is honestly.
Yeah, there's one
that's a
last
good
little bit of the poem
association.
where I put that up. Does anybody know what's wrong with that?
This is for you, Rima, right? Sauce.
So, son, no.
Yeah, what should it be? Any idea what it should be?
No.
Well, you
I
know
don't
what sauce is like.
If you give us some hint.
Yeah, well, let's see if I can find any.
Is that idiom some kind of checker?
Okay, so here's some. Oh, that's really weird stuff. What on earth is that meant to be? Okay, that's not going to help you one little bit.
Okay,
Let's
thank
get
you
rid of
very much.
that. Oh my goodness, hang on. Oh. Difficult.
Oh, maybe is Zom? Did Zom get it right?
Of
So,
course.
son, no.
Want to? I hope so.
Yes, sauce. That's it, exactly.
Oh, okay.
I was desperately trying to find
because-
something I could use to give you the idea of what's...
Oh no, I was thinking about maybe some kind of video or something.
So
I was
you were thinking
totally
it was like,
my brain was totally on.
There we
different
go.
side
There we
of
go.
Thinking.
what's going on?
On the table
Good.
here. So you've got sauce in the middle there. Tomato sauce.
Chip.
Okay.
Tomato.
Yeah. Ketchup
Oh,
is
what's-
tomato sauce in the
Ketchup?
UK. Yeah. So
Mhm.
tomato sauce. Okay. But sauce is where's it
And
come
saucy.
from? Where?
What does that mean then? Saucy.
Oh, that's like ooh la la. That's like saucy
Ooh la la.
seaside folk. No, that's like saucy is a little bit sort of sexual.
Oh,
Oh
ooh
la
la.
la! Normally a bit rude, maybe. So at the seaside, we were talking about the seaside, Rima, on yesterday, and in the UK at the seaside, saucy postcards are the thing. They're a little rude, just in a humorous way and suggestive, if you like. Nothing
Okay.
blatant. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, stockings and suspender belts. You know, it's a little saucy.
Stocking and
But
yeah, sure.
sauce,
That's it.
sauce, SOURCE, that's basically where something comes from. Yeah, where something comes from. And when we're talking about the source of an article or the source of the poem, you're talking about who wrote it or where was it first published. What's the source? Okay.
And you use also this word for a river.
You can
where
also
it
start
takes,
the start of a river. Yes, the source of the river. Yeah, the spring. I think actually we might have had that in the water vocabulary session that we did, Rima. I think we had that source.
About water, but I read it in the last book, The Cold of the Wild.
Yes.
Is that like the beginning of the water flowing?
Yes,
of the
that's
river
where the river begins, where it starts to be a river. It might be a swamp or, you know, a stream or a spring.
Or underground.
Yeah, an underground spring. Yeah, absolutely. And where the river begins, that's the source of the river, where that water starts. Okay.
And spring means a source of the river, or spring
It can
just
be
means
the
a
source of
body
the river,
water?
or it could just be a spring. It depends whether it actually turns into anything. It just might be a spring, and it just turns into a swamp.
All right. Okay, got it.
So it's got to be the source. It implies that it turns into some kind of river. Okay, I'm just trying to find.
And back to the river. What do you call when so a river has got a source, the starting point, and it goes to the sea? And what do you call this this area when the river enters the sea? It's got a name in English?
Is it confluential, or is just between two rivers?
No, it's a river, or the river goes into another river or whatever, and in the
Well,
end,
when the river
they
goes
merge
into
into
another
each
river,
other.
that is a confluence. Yeah.
Confluence.
two rivers.
Belgrade is confluence because my city is on the confluence
of two
Danube
rivers.
and
Yeah.
Sava.
Yeah. The meeting of two or more
Rivers.
bodies of water is a confluence when it turns into a single stream of water, of a single body of water. Yeah. I'm just trying to see if it's in our. Oh, do you know what? You've just added a new word. Well done. Hang on. Let's go insert row. A confluence. We hadn't got that, Rima, and yet you knew what it meant.
Yeah, but is it British or
It's just water related. It's not something that. No, it is. It is English.
But for confluence, is that British? Is it a British word or American?
I think it's any geography teacher.
No, because I thought that yesterday or when it was on Wednesday, I thought that I found one word like a synonym for confluence, but I forgot.
Possibly. Let's have a look. But as soon as you said confluence, I was like, oh yes, of course. No, I mean the stuff they've got here like conflux I wouldn't use. It's just another word for confluence, and I wouldn't use that. And I wouldn't use water's meet either. That's just not a word. No, I'd say confluence is really good. Well done. But you weren't looking for that, were you? Where you
And
on?
so, what's the difference between confluence and affluent?
Well, affluence about
Because for
money.
me, what?
Affluence is about money.
Because affluent, it's not linked to river either, because you've got a small river getting
Very,
in
very, very old. Okay, I've just looked it up, but it is about money nowadays. But there's an archaic
Okay,
meaning of
because
money,
this
of
is a French
water.
word. It's the reason why I was wondering.
Yeah, well, if you look it up, it says archaic, of water flowing freely or in great quantity.
Archaic. It's
Yeah.
not archaic in French.
Yeah, archaic in English.
Archaic,
Okay.
flowing freely.
Because
It's a
affluent in
stream of
English
river.
means...
No, look.
Yeah, but
As the
affluent in
adjective.
English means
And the
wealthy.
noun, a stream of river that flows into a larger one, a tributary.
Yeah, tributary is fine. Yeah, tributary.
Okay, so it's tributary is a word. All right.
Yeah, tributary is okay. I'll accept tributary. A tributary is, a part, one piece of water. So where you've got the confluence, one of them's a tributary.
One of them is the tributary.
Yes.
And is Rema right when it goes into the sea? It's at the estuary. We call
It's
that
an estuary. Yes.
Okay, Rema, you're good at the water stuff.
Yeah. Well, we've been doing a load on
I was
it.
thinking about this word. So it's estuary is just when river comes to sea. When mhm. I was thinking for this word that it is British maybe for confluence, and the Americans use confluence, but okay.
No. Tributary. Sorry.
Estuary.
An estuary.
Are
An
two different
estuary
things, so
is
not the same.
is British English for sure. We say that's what we say in British English. A confluence, I think that could be also confluences. I think it's countable. And estuaries. Yeah, that's where you've got the river flowing
Tributary
out to
is-
the sea. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay.
I'm happy. So,
Not
Okay,
all
Larry.
rivers. Not all rivers have estuaries, of course.
no.
It's a
they
large
don't have-
river would have an estuary.
Large,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
large
There are a
rivers
lot of
where
small
suddenly the fresh river water turns into brackish sea water, and then goes into an estuary.
What's the difference between a delta? Sometimes we call a delta. A delta is used as
Moorland.
a word linked to Holland. Sorry.
Moorland. Well, an estuary is very wet. It might be tidal, so at times it might become mud flats, but then it gets covered in water.
Like the swamp? No.
No,
like
mud
the swamp.
flats are not like swamps. Swamps are more inland. Okay, mud
Oh,
flats
okay,
are
all
very.
right.
They're only. There are quite a few in Europe actually. Mud flats. They're normally teeming with wildlife because they're tidal. They're covered by tidal. But a swamp is always wet. A swamp is just permanently wet.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got other words like an inlet. Okay. An inlet is where the sea comes into the land, but doesn't necessarily have. Now, a delta is
Okay.
more like an inlet, I would say.
So inlet is salty water necessarily if it's a sea coming inland.
I'd say
inland
so,
that
yeah.
like flood, they cover
Yeah.
the land. Is that like when sea overflood
So
the land? Is that inland? Inland.
which one? Inlet? I don't think so.
I
Not
wouldn't
for
say
me.
it's where there's flooding. I'd just say it's where it's cut into the land. It's an inlet. Yeah. But a delta it would be less to do with the sea and more to do with the river, where the river is maybe going to change its course. Like we get a river delta, yeah, a river delta. And sometimes it might flood when there's a lot of water in the river, so it might be like a floodplain. Oh my goodness. By the way, this is a
I'm
nightmare.
geography teacher now.
I know. I'm having to take my way my I'm having to take my brain back to geography lessons.
Yeah, but that's what we are learning, as if we are kids and learning stuff of
But
different
this is the
things.
sort of stuff we do
English.
learn,
That's
and
all.
you might need it one day. The likelihood is not, but you might need it one day.
Well, I like to read maps, paper maps, and you've got all these details.
Oh
And
yeah, you need it
so
for that.
I like it actually. It's just because of interest reading maps, paper maps. I mean, because you've got indication of the terrain.
Oh yeah, I mean
and
once
so
you get
on.
into maps, the amount of vocabulary you need is actually quite scary. Okay,
Well,
so
anyway.
what I will do then, Zom, as you have expressed an interest, I will give you the link to the little document we've been putting together on water and water features, okay?
Thank you.
And you can comment, so if you think of anything else, we
If
kind
you
of...
think
Yeah,
about mountains,
we've
please
done
put
mountains,
issue.
we've done ravines, and it's got
We
quite
also-
complicated.
That's a Spanish word. You are using arroyos to
Yes,
cascade.
but remember, there's a lot of American English there, okay? And in America, a lot of Spanish words are in
Yeah,
American
yeah,
English, okay?
Oh, Bayou. I love Bayou.
Yeah, Bayou, I
know
love
how-
Bayou. That's sort of, again, Florida English, if you like. But no, I mean, when you look at the different geographical terms, we could make this a very, very long list.
What is a bite? B-I-G-H-T.
Now that's actually quite an interesting... The later lists I did, I actually started putting definitions in. But yeah, if you've read... Again, it's a little bit poetical now.
Okay.
But it's got this
As
sort of
river
really
or sea?
evocative... when you're going along the coast, yeah, it's where you get a curve in the coast, okay?
Okay, alright. Yeah.
Okay. So where you got, or even on a river, but I tend to think of it as a coastline, along the shoreline, okay?
Okay.
A bite. And there are even places that have got the name Bite. So in Australia, the Great Australian Bite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's like a huge, but it's huge. It's not like a bay tends to be kind of protected and more like an inlet, if you like, maybe rounded kind of inlet. A bay. I always think of bays as being gentle, and I always think of bites as being, I suppose because it sounds like a bite, I always think of them being dangerous places.
Urine. You've got urine in this list.
Yes, urine. Yeah, well, we worked it out. Guess
you
who
say
added that?
urine.
Guess who added that to the list? April.
That's French.
But she's right,
April
because
added
it's
that.
actually I think it was 95% water. We looked up the chemical composition
Well,
of
it
urine,
depends-
and
it
it is
depends how much
95%
water you drink.
Yeah.
What
No,
is
it's
it?
not. It's 95% water, and lots of
No,
trace
no,
elements, and also saliva's in there, courtesy of
Yes,
April.
salivas.
Yeah, saliva.
And why not
Saliva.
mucus of stuff like that? then?
Mucus? Well, it
Any-
started
any
getting a bit
fluids,
icky.
escaping from your body.
Bodily fluids. Well, if you can find me
No,
the
you
chemical
were-
composition of
you were
mucus,
talking
I might. The thing is, mucus can come from other animals and things like that. So I suppose urine can too, but I don't know. What's the chemical composition of mucus?
Gluey.
Yeah, it's more gloopy than fluid, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Phlegm
so.
as well. Yuck. It's a
Oh gosh.
viscous colloid, doesn't really have and proteins and stuff, so I don't think it would come in as a really watery substance.
Rivulets.
Yeah.
Rivulets. It's poetic as well. A river and rivulets. What?
Yeah.
How that? Anyway, rivulets. I will type it down. I don't know the pronunciation.
Rivulets.
How to pronounce it.
Rivulets.
That's what it is. Showers. Yes, sinks, sips, slumps. So all these words, you came through them while reading. That's it.
No,
Oh, it
no.
was a
I
session on
kind
what-
of put it together for a session we did on water.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
we were doing a whole session on water. I think it's one of the Let's Talk About It sessions on Skype on
Okay.
YouTube. But we did that. We did caverns, valleys, etc. We did mountains,
Oh, I missed that.
and now we're at the seaside. We're at the seaside now. So, and some of
So it was
these terms have to
such
come
a-
through. You know, they cross over from different. You know, seaside you have lots of water, but not the same water, of course, because it's not fresh water, it's salt water, it's seawater, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it gets very
Yeah.
complicated. But hopefully fun.
Oh, I missed it. Because it was all about geography, landscape geography. And,
Yeah. It came about
and-
because there were lots of questions in one of the books, and I thought, okay, we can do that. What's the
Oh,
difference
you
between a
put it
valley and a canyon?
alphabetically.
I think it was.
Oh,
But that's how all the sessions begin, Roma. Somebody asks me a question, and then I think, can I show them that in World? Can we do something? Have I got that sim or that kind of stuff in my inventory that we can actually show it?
I
It's
must
fun.
to commend you. You put it alphabetically, in alphabetical order. Yes.
Oh, of
great.
course. Otherwise, how can you find anything?
Oh, very organized. Okay.
It's in
No, I
alphabetical
do-
order.
Great.
So-
Very organized.
housekeeper, but organized one.
Don't start. Oh, might have tidied up before you came.
I have nothing to
And
complain
before I get insulted further. Oh, I'm in the middle of the table again.
Yeah, it's time to go.
I'm stuck. Yeah, no, it is time to go. So I will love you and leave you, and hopefully see you in the next session. We'll be
Yeah,
around tomorrow, next week as well. Keep an eye on the calendar, because the week after I am away for a couple of weeks. So if anybody wants to volunteer to do any sessions, quizzes, games, or other delightful items, let me know. Indeed, let me know.
All right.
Okay, you take care then.
Thank-
Okay,
For the
see you
session.
later. Bye. Bye.
Hi,
Thanks.
Rema.
I thanks you.
You thanks her. Wow. Thank you.
That's why I said I'll do this one, because I'm sure we did it, but I didn't want. I thought maybe you just had a little brain burp, or maybe I'd had a little brain burp. Okay, because I didn't have time today to check, and then it knows before too long, not.
Yeah.
So too long, not too longs. And I, of course, that's the standard one.
Yeah.
Can put the error right, not the rite of passage that we talked about last week. It's rarely ever
It
wrong.
is.
And
It
it's,
is
yeah, so it's is fine, but it needs the apostrophe.
Yeah.
Good.
Right.
Okay, good. Excellent. So, I
Yeah, we
think
did this one.
the next one has to be Zom.
So Oscar is going to do it, right?
After you, please.
You're so polite,
ladies
Oscar.
first, right? Yes, certainly. Okay, I read it as it is.
Yeah, read it as it is. Yep.
So you can see why I do praise such software for PCs, and why I break into a verse by writing 1, 2, please.
Okay.
Means nothing.
Well, let's take it bit by that. Let's take it bit by bit.
As I read it, mostly.
Is that the right pronunciation for the first two words?
So you.
Yes.
You
Okay.
is a female. Is a female of a ship, right?
Ah, no. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
You
no.
is the
What is
female
a
of a
you?
ship. Of a sheep.
Okay.
Ship. You've got me saying ship. A
Sheep.
ewe is a female sheep. Ah.
All right.
So, when you go into, and this is the reason I'm going to stream, when you go into preferences and you start fiddling around with your voice audio, it actually cuts it off from the people around you in world. Okay, but it won't cut me off from streaming. Okay, so I'll stream it and then I'll share the link with you, Oscar. Okay,
The winner,
so you go
the
into
winner, the
me.
winner, haha.
Preferences, or you can just do the shortcut, which is Control P. Okay, and then you need sound and media, and you might have a slightly different menu if you're using, depending on the viewer you're using, but it's the same kind of thing, the same words you're looking for. Preferences, sound and media, and then of course voice. Okay, so when you go into voice, you look at input-output devices, and that's when you click on that, it actually cuts you off from in-world voice. Okay, but it allows you to check what device your microphone and your speakers are set to. And it's very important, I have found, other people say it works for them fine, it's very important I found not to use default. So I'm going to click on input-output devices just so you can see what it looks like, but you won't be able to hear me unless you watch the recording. Okay, so I've just got receiving of audio is allowed, but if you notice on my input I've got the actual microphone I'm using, not default, and it would if you've got more than one microphone set you have a list here, okay, and then the speakers again not default, and if you've got more than one speaker you can set it there. But I find if you don't put the input and output specifically, then yes, the computer system will struggle to work out which microphone you're using, especially if you've only just plugged it in. And the way to test if your volume should be working is you should see this going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, you can also adjust the volume there, so if it's a bit loud you can bring, okay, but there's something else that's wrong there before we get, yeah, so yeah, it should be so. Now be careful because there's so, and so. What are so and so? Now to sew,
And
Sewing machine.
sewing machine,
Yeah,
exactly,
sewing machine,
sewing, needle
and-
and thread, yeah.
and so we are in the field.
Yes,
And,
so to
yeah,
sow
seeds.
seeds, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Now there is another pronunciation for the noun. Any idea how that should be pronounced and what it means?
Oscar, you turn.
Thank you.
Maybe. Oh, fair enough. We have to share.
So, I don't know.
So.
No, it's a sow. A sow.
Sow.
Yeah, any idea what a sow
Oh, yes,
is?
Sow. So to sow.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Oh no, she's
The-
going to tell us. Look it
Yeah.
up. You don't know, I don't know.
Male pig.
Sow.
Not a
Although
male
female
pig. Not a male pig.
Female.
A female pig.
Ah.
Yes.
The wild one or the domestic
Domesticated
one?
or wild, doesn't matter. It's a sow.
Okay, it's a sow.
Yes.
And a wild pig is not a pig, it's a boar.
It's a boar,
Boar.
exactly. But it's still a sow. I think it's still a sow. A wild boar is still, a female wild boar is still a sow.
Oh, I knew that. I knew that in the past.
Okay.
I
But,
yeah.
okay. What is a male pig?
a pig is a generic name then.
Pig is generic. Aching
Mist,
is...
eat eggs a lot.
Yeah.
But not the mist.
What is the meaning
Mistake.
of that word? Mistake? Written
Mistake?
that, spelled that way?
Okay, so you know what a mistake is, yes.
I know.
Okay. Mist is a weather phenomena. It's lighter than fog. Yeah?
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
There are two words, yeah,
It's
sorry.
2 words, yeah. And then ache
Ah.
is a numbing, a dull throbbing pain is an ache, yeah? But of course, a missed ache is ridiculous. No such thing. But a mistake,
Yeah.
it's a mistake. Okay, can you spot another mistake in that first line? Or have we done?
Yeah, there is no maid.
Sure.
There is no maid in this.
Yes,
this
no
line.
maids. Maid, absolutely.
As soon as a mistake is made. But a maid, the maid and maid, it's the same pronunciation?
It is the same pronunciation. Yeah, they are homophones.
Right.
Sound like maid, and vice versa. I think I must have them both in.
So we did this stanza, so I was wrong.
I
It's
thought
only
we
the-
had.
the-
I thought we had.
Yeah.
I thought we had.
You talking about the different words, or as we are doing right now, it comes back.
It's coming back to you. I remember. I'm sure I told you the story about "Send Me a Maiden," but if you notice the homophone number 21, gosh, that was a long time ago that I did that one. Okay, you can practice that one.
Maid. Maid.
Okay, but I'll carry on saying it. It
Yep,
knows
sure.
before too long. Of course, before knows and knows. Yeah, before, but then before. Okay, bring it down a bit so that it doesn't show red too much. A little bit of red's not so bad, but every word shouldn't be up in this range there. It's too loud. So take it down a bit. Take it down a bit, and hopefully that will be okay. Then when you press OK, it should reattach, it should re-send the sound signal into the in-world. But if you notice you can't hear anything, and the other people can't hear anything, there's no green wavy lines anywhere. So probably Zom and Oscar are talking about me. So I better go back. Okay, you click OK, and it sets the actual voice, okay? And I'm back. Okay, so whilst I was talking then, I think the stream will have been working, but you wouldn't have been able to hear me. So I'll share the link with you, Oscar, and then that might stop you. I'm not saying it will, but it might stop you from having to relog, okay?
I'm afraid you didn't hear me.
No, I couldn't hear you, and you couldn't hear me.
Typing the menu. The dialog box. Okay.
But if you watch, I'll send you the link to the video when it's you won't be able to watch it now, but when it's published on YouTube, I'll send you the link in the forum to the actual video, and you can see then how it works. Okay. But anyway, let's get on with our little spelling checker joke. Okay. And if you like, I'll start off so that we can get a bit of warm up. Okay, so this is what's actually written. I'll read it out and then we can talk about what it should say. Okay?
All right.
So, as soon as a mistake is made, it knows B for too long, and I can put the error right. It's rarely ever wrong. So, what can you see there that's wrong?
Mistake is wrong.
Yes. A mistake. Oh, that'd be awful.